medical assist 6, missing juveniles 1, court appearances 1, that was
Excuse
actually,
me, mister, we said, if we had questions,
Okay,
you need to read all
okay.
of them.
I don't know, we got new people in here. How would you guys like me to do it?
Give us a kind of what's been going on, how's your life, how's the community?
Isn't that not what he's doing by giving a report?
Things are going great. I get lots of phone calls at home, which is okay. Take care of them and keeping citizens for the most part pretty happy. Peter just died.
And we got coverage for you when you, go with your pooch?
Yep, we'll talk about that when we get down there. Yep, narcotics are there, but they're not there. I mean, we had an issue in the school today that he got away from me, but we'll get him tomorrow or the next day, I promise you that, so. It's just, things are
He
going really
physically
well.
got away, or he just got away with it?
He just got away. But, I mean, not no foot pursuit or nothing like that, but I was just a little bit too late, so,
Didn't know who he is.
absolutely.
Flushed
We'll
faster
take care
than
of it.
Jared could get.
And our new vehicle,
New vehicle, spoke with Sonny today.
I just want everyone to know
Yes,
what's going
the
on.
new vehicle will be here Friday. I pick up our new squad on Friday morning at 8 AM. Okay, it will be on the street Friday night. Yes, Nikki?
There was an incident at the high school and I wanted to know if it was taken care of over the basketball situation with finding a magazine
I'm
clip.
sorry,
That's not
excuse-
part of the.
we're in a report, and we can later on open this up, but right now we have to follow the agenda for the Iowa.
Pardon me, sorry.
Yep, I hadn't got my chance to say that yet, so.
Other than that, things are going really good, so. We'll talk about the rest of it down here with, hiring the new officers and whatnot,
All right,
so. Okay.
Mike? Other Mike?
Water main break at Second and Front Street. A 4-inch, main, complete shear. What happens is when this weather starts changing, you get these real cold weather, then warm days, and that this ground gets moving and just snap that main about like a pretzel. So we got that repaired, didn't have to do any concrete removal or anything, it wasn't underneath the street. Got that taken care of.
What do you replace that with, Mike?
Well, the clamp we use on that, it's a stainless steel clamp, titanium bolts. You put it around that clamp, and when you tighten that up, that brings the pipe back into alignment.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And luckily, the crack was around the pipe, not longitudinal on top of the pipe. Then you gotta cut out a piece, and
That's what I thought.
then it gets real bad.
I watched part of it.
This wasn't
That
too bad.
wasn't too bad then.
Well, the big thing is, we didn't have to shut down any part of the
Didn't have to shut
system.
the water
It was a whole new deal. When you have a water main break or anything like that, you have to shut it down and you lose pressure. Then you have to do some different stuff with chlorinating and reporting to DNR, and it turns into a big mess. So if we get into a bigger main and that has to happen, it'll happen. Then, at the sewer plant, we had a blower, a bearing go out of one of the main blowers in the plant building itself. The lab building had a company out of Omaha come up. We pulled the blower, and the shaft is gonna have to be rebuilt. They sent me an estimate here on the different things that's gotta be done to this blower, but keep in mind, this blower's been in since '69, when the place been built. But the repair of this blower and get it up to where it needs to be is $30,306. And we got another one sitting in there just like it. We have 2 blowers in the blower room. An activated sludge plant works off air. The pumps run off air, all the bacteria, everything runs off oxygen demand, so we've got to have a blower. Now, we've got a blower running, because we have 2 of them. We're gonna have to get this one fixed and get it in there, because if this other blower breaks down, we're without a wastewater plant.
Can Monona County Iron help us with any of that or not really? Too big.
It's a lot of technical to it. There's 7 impellers on the inside of this blower, and once they rebuild the shaft, the impellers have to be married to that shaft and they have to be balanced, which means they put them on it and they have to drill certain amounts of the metal out and the balance can continue. But we're looking, I have the manufacturer looking, and I also have Mike Carr with DGR looking to see if we can find a remanufactured blower that we might be able to get a little bit cheaper than what it's gonna cost to fix this one. Because whatever we can do, if we can save something, when we're looking at our wastewater project in a couple of years, we could have it in the project on replacing both these, get a little more efficiency and get something a little bit newer.
Any idea on a cost estimate on a rebuild?
He hasn't got back to me yet, but that's what he's looking for. But he'll let me know in the next couple of days, but we gotta get going on one way or the other, because even to go this way, to rebuild this one, it's 18 to 19 weeks just to get the parts. But that's what we're saying, that's all the big things we got some other stuff. I met with Jared today, we went over some of the signing issues, parking signs, and we'll be working on that.
And that's the stuff that we're going to, for the ordinance, right? Okay. Okay. Moving on, old and unfinished business. I'm gonna separate you two.
I'm sorry, Nate.
Yeah. I need to enlighten you. Part of this meeting, as the peace officer here, you serve as sergeant at arms. When the public who is not recognized speaks out, they are given an opportunity to quietly wait until they are called upon. That also goes for the council. Just so you know, if I call sergeant at arms, you'll know. They're going to be separate. No. Okay. An old unfinished business, we're in the property cleanup. Is that right?
That's on there every month. I don't know if there's anything new.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of those, we're working on the 2. Do we have a third one? Can you drop one of them off of there?
Well, the
I think
one,
Because I've only got 2 abandoned properties.
Yeah, I think the rookie when he dropped off, because that's an issue of not in compliance with the orders for jump
Yeah,
on
it's
the
not
property.
abandoned property.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So we're working on those, and I don't know what's, the Mapleton Green, somebody's gonna talk. to
We
us
do
about
have
it.
them here.
Okay.
I didn't know if you,
I,
no.
if they wanna come up.
Tony, do you want to speak on Mapleton cleanup, Green cleanup, or you just here to,
Legal?
or Leo, any of you?
I guess if you guys are gonna, the only thing I'd like to say is if you guys are gonna have a meeting about us, we would like to be informed by you with a letter or a call instead of from other people in town.
Well, just so you know, Leo, we were requested by Steve Oberg that we were supposed to contact him and he would talk to you guys.
I'd talked to him, but I'd had a death in the family and we've had other problems and we haven't got together and talked yet. And he
Okay.
talked like you guys were gonna wait till we talked, so we
Well,
haven't
were, but
talked
we-
yet.
As long as you guys are sitting here, that's why we're asking this. We were told we were supposed to deal with Steve Oberg, so
Yep,
that's why you weren't contacted.
it's just always on the paper every week.
Every week,
just in
every
case-
month?
or
Every
Every
month.
month, just in
okay,
case we have talked to him or he got a hold of us. There was
Yep.
nothing in particular we were gonna talk about
okay.
tonight, no.
We have some things going, but there's nothing definite yet, so
Sure.
we're not reviewing anything yet.
Okay,
Yep, we appreciate
you.
it. Yep,
thank you guys.
Thank you.
So,
So what about the million buttons where we at?
We're working, they got, they've been filed, we gotta wait 60 days now. And we'll get it.
The Butler one too?
The Butler one is the one that we're going to because it's got federal.
Well, yeah, they can say they got more than
And we are having trouble figuring out how to clear that. But we're working on it.
working, okay.
We'll have, that one we'll have more on the next meeting for sure. But that's it for me on those.
All right. New business, review the code book.
And I didn't know if there's anything you wanted to review yet, that's, I just left it on there.
Have you gotten everything you needed?
I've gotten everything to Carla.
Yeah.
Carla, you should be getting what we need from
And we
Jared.
got that this
Got that.
afternoon.
And so what I would hope is,
And we
yeah, I
got-
have that in the back myself. I hope that you're putting together a letter to code service.
Yep.
They'll make the changes and hopefully next month we have a book to it.
And the, did I tell you? I talked to Mike on, where Roger had made that, why don't we do that instead of $2 a
Oh,
foot?
make it per
You were
hour.
gonna go
And
25.
Roger had suggested, why don't we do a 2-hour minimum?
$25.
And Mike said $25.
$25
Minimum.
an hour,
Minimum.
and 2-hour minimum.
It'd be 50.
A 2-hour, yeah,
Oh, I see.
25 an hour
Right,
minimum,
right.
That's fine.
and that would,
Still cheap, so we're not hurting anybody, eh?
Well, for one hand, if we don't wanna get a business.
That would be in the book.
that's,
Right.
yeah.
Just kinda figured
So
out.
we just weren't sure if we had to do anything, but Carla can now
Okay.
do her, okay. Next is 318 Main, building condition.
I don't know, Phil, do you still want that on there? That's the
Oh, barbers.
car
Yeah,
bar.
well, who was gonna talk to him? Somebody.
Mike Hahn. No, Mike
I
Hahn.
told.
I talked to him. He plans on redoing it. He's been working on it. He's hauled material in there. He's got a bricklayer hired and
Okay,
he's got somebody coming to do the roof and no problem.
that's good enough for me, it didn't look like anybody was doing anything with it.
He's been hauling some material in there. I've seen that.
Yeah, me too.
All right,
So that's good.
my line is over with.
Next is 105 North Sixth and Tyler Elm.
I had that on last meeting, but I think, Mike, we hadn't owned them long enough to talk about what the city wanted to do with them.
This is peel over, I should have. Yeah, then you're okay, you can decide what you wanna do.
Can we tear them down, Mike?
Can we tear him down?
I mean, I don't know if you have the ability to do it, but Arnold, they bid them out. Is that what they do over there? They just put it out to bid.
It's just so hard on equipment.
I wonder if we,
Hmm?
is there any way to just
Mm.
offer them up to somebody for a nominal fee and then put in there that they have to tear them down or whatever if they want the property?
That's the one on 506 Elm, that,
Well, that's just up from the,
no, that's behind me,
right,
right behind me.
right.
That's the one Dwight Mosier wants. And he's done a lot, Tom, you know, he took out that little shed and he trimmed the
He mows
trees,
it.
he's mowed the lawn, he's even sprayed the weeds and stuff before, and till you
Do we
guys
wanna
start
offer it to
mowing.
him for sale then?
Well, if you're gonna offer for sale, you better advertise it.
That's what I said. we wanna-
Right, and that's why we were
But
just
we
gonna,
wanna advertise it with the idea that they're going to be torn down in a
Torn
certain
down.
amount of time, I think.
Yeah.
You-
That's what we did with
We did
the,
that on somebody's. I
the
think.
one that Angie Gray bought.
And-
That's right, yeah, Andy.
what,
Actually,
6 months or?
I thought we
Actually-
didn't have to offer it for sale.
You don't.
You don't, no. But what do we want with it?
You don't, but
We only
when we did
I
it,
meant,
but when we did it one time, somebody came in and said, I'll pay more for it, and it ended up
Right.
being a bidding war. We
we
don't
didn't
want
have
that.
to advertise to sell it, we could just sell it to someone.
Public hearing.
Yeah, why can't we just sell it to Dwight for $1 or
We'll
whatever?
have to have a public
Like have a public hearing over it.
Yeah, because somebody else might wanna buy it for that buck.
Yeah,
He's done a lot of,
I'll buy it for $2.
yeah,
That's what'll happen.
yep.
Yeah.
I'll give it 3.
but he's done a lot of work.
Well, how about we advertise for sealed bids on both of them?
Yeah.
Whoever's the highest bidder gets it.
But it's gotta be torn down.
Well,
Yeah.
you've gotta
Yeah.
put the conditions of, I mean, yeah, you can do it. But, you know, I would probably prepare a purchase agreement that we don't even deed them the property until that's done. You know, we can sign a purchase agreement and say, as a condition of purchase agreement, you need to do this, this, and this.
Cause you might have somebody buy it and tear it down, leave a level lot, or do you want
Yeah, I
somebody
mean,
to build a
leave
new
a
house on it?
hole, and then you know, and we do have to have
We
the,
don't care to build a new house.
Well, it's more tax revenue, it's more revenue, but,
I'd have to
I mean,
figure out
that's
how
just
we're
a
gonna
thought.
do that.
you know,
Because we'll have to have the public hearing in order to approve the purchase agreement, because that is gonna be a binding contract, and before you can sell property or whatever, you have to have a public hearing. So I could prepare a purchase agreement and, with the conditions in it, and then, which, the only one I'm talking about is demolishing it you know, before they get the deed. So
But, and you don't necessarily have to take the low bid or
No.
the high bid. No. It's to this purpose, right?
So this person you're talking about is a neighbor, we've done that.
Yeah, he's right, lives right beside
We've
me.
done that. But the
So
bigger
that
deal is
automatic
I
is
have
gonna
think
give
a
it
little
to
bit
him.
about this, and I'm able to maybe do it tonight, but next time I think we could, whatever you guys wanna do, the big
That
thing is how do
nepotism
you make
thing.
sure you get accomplished what you what you
Oh, he
want.
said he would tear it down.
Well, and I
Oh, yeah,
want,
we
I
want-
want it legally binding.
Right.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't happen, then the city would, so I would say we'd enter into a purchase agreement with a condition that says it has to be tore down, and once it's tore down, we give it a deed. That
Or
would-
us tear it down and then we sell it and get money back.
That's
for
right,
tearing
that's
it
the
down.
other way, is the city takes it upon themselves to do it, and then you would include, you can include those in the cost of whoever you're gonna sell it to, that's what Honorable has done in the past. They bid them out,
No, it's tore down.
they bid them out and they get it done, and they have it, they've already got, well, a new house on one of them. You know, they make it, you know how you gotta do the utilities, you gotta make sure it's done right. But I'm not saying this person couldn't do that, I don't know how difficult it is to tear a house
well,
down.
he told me he'd hire a guy to help him tear it down.
Maybe some of these people that would bid on the property would tear them down themselves.
Well, I think
Yeah.
my suggestion, they would have a property interest in it with the purchase
Huh?
agreement, so they could go forward on the property.
No.
You could give them that right to go on the property and
Her
tear it down.
First
So I
official
think-
meeting.
Let me try to put that together, and then I'll come back to you with that. And then, but you could also think about bidding it out. That would probably be the cleanest. We do it, we know it's done right, and then we sell the property.
The fairest way is to advertise and bid it out, and if somebody bids $10 and Dwight bids $1, we still have the option to sell it to Dwight if we want to. That's the fairest way to do it. for
I think
everybody.
first though is, are you gonna let those people tear it down, or are you
See,
gonna tear it down?
that leads me into
I want
question, if
people
we,
to let him tear it
If it can
down.
tear it
Well,
down,
but if it
cheaper, then
costs
we can
us-
hire people to tear it
Yeah.
down for 'em.
but if it costs us like $15,000 to tear it down, then we're gonna sell that, just that piece of property for that, to that person for at least $15,000.
Yeah, and then
Right.
you may
I don't
not
see
sell
that
it.
happening.
You may mow it for a long time.
Yeah,
Well, but what I'm saying is, we're incurring the cost of tearing it down, do we wanna go that route?
I don't know.
no,
Well,
See, that's what
you
I'm
know
saying.
it's done right, and it's done in
oh,
a timely
I know
fashion.
that why
I
would
don't-
tear it,
Yeah, I
clean
don't
it
know
up
this
right.
individual, he might be perfect for it, and that's your guys' call. But, you know, we could, we've had situations where it just keeps going on, I need more time, sitting there half tore down.
Well, can't we put a time frame in?
Can.
That's
on the
all.
purchase agreement.
Gotta be tore down.
Yeah.
That's what I
She had to have an extension.
That's
to
why I
let
think
it
the
get back.
purchase agreement route, with that spelled out.
But I would far rather do that than us tear it down and try to get our money back out of it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, after X amount of time, it reverts back to the city's ownership, we can put that in there.
Yeah, we wouldn't, my suggestion is we don't even deed it to them until they've satisfied
They'll
that
settle
condition.
down.
But do we have liabilities if somebody in there tearing it down and we have ownership?
Yeah, I haven't thought of all that, but probably.
Okay, so-
I'll work on it.
We'll move that one to February
February
before we decide. Is that
yeah.
everyone in agreement? All right. 321 Main Street.
And
plan.
that's, the,
Anything?
the brickwork is done and the roof is on, and that's as far as the plans went, so I didn't know, no, not with the,
It'd
That
be
was-
nice if you could.
I know.
The
And
brick only
so
covered
nice.
the back wall.
Well-
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And the project was tiffed, and we talked a little bit about this, that it was tiffed up to $150,000, and probably 80, we can tiff 65 of that, the work that was done, so, and I talked to Dave about it just a little bit before the meeting, if the city wanted to do more work to it, they could, and it would still be eligible to be tiffed. So it's up to the city if they wanna spend more money on it, get it back in TIF, or
Well, you
sell it as
found
is.
have to, you can't leave it like it is now.
And that might mean in the front windows, it might mean, I don't know.
That's
you
some
know,
of the
you
things we
could-
was talking about, fix the south and the east side of it. And inside would be, if like somebody bought the business, that'd be up to them, what they wanna do with it. It'd just be an empty shell that, well, see
It'd
what
be
it
more
looks
than
like.
one business.
Could be whatever they want to do. But that was my thought, finish up the the
Well, is
east
that
side
building
and the south
allotted for
side,
someone in
get it
particular
beautified,
that
and you at least have
the
something
council
somebody
wants to have
to
too?
think about that's what they want.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
right now, how many years has it been dragging on? 4 years, it'll be 5 years in April.
At least it's stable now, there's no brick falling.
Right.
Is it watertight now? Is that?
Yes.
Well, the roof, yeah, the roof in the back. in the
Except for
north side.
maybe the windows that have been boarded up with
And-
plywood, maybe
And
there
that's what I'm saying,
could possibly be
there's gotta
getting
be some leakage into the
some there, but nothing like it was.
windowsills
So it sounds like you're close to, like you were with
Right.
the beef, or old beef.
So, I mean, you want to get
maybe we
prices
should
on
get
different
prices,
That's
things.
why
do it out
we
front
bid
and
to
the
do
side,
site, they thought we need-
make it look
I'll
good.
have it to the front, each individual business that may be interested in it, may be unique to what their needs are, desires are for the front.
Might not want big windows or might want,
No windows, who
yeah,
knows?
yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
what's behind the wood, nothing?
Behind that plywood it's over?
Nothing.
No.
And it's not even on there right now.
It's just not a very attractive thing.
No.
Exactly.
To try to sell it to somebody.
That's what I'm saying, get it.
But I agree,
beautified.
Tony, I agree with you, it could be, yeah, that's a decision you guys need to make. What's the best way to
Well,
market this
maybe we
thing?
can get some prices on just putting in some glass so it's not
That's what I'm
boards.
saying, get it looking nice, and if somebody wants to change it after they buy it or whatever, power to them.
Well, the thing is this, see if the framework is good enough to hold the glass to replace the
Exactly.
ones that are broken.
Right now, if I was,
Because if you gotta change all the framework, then you can go to different windows completely, but if you can make that framework work, it's gonna save you a lot of money.
yep,
Yeah.
That's kinda how they did after the tornado. Mine, they could
Yep.
place, you know, that front side, but when you get to the big ones at 84 by 40, we
Right.
boarded.
That was a whole different deal.
Yes.
Mike, could you maybe talk to some commercial installers and get some bids?
Well, I get a hold of that stone glass, get them over here and see what it costs.
He's coming next week, put a new closure on this one, in this door anyways, it's
how much brickwork is left here on this east side?
There's some patching that needs to
That's
be
what I
done.
thought. How about
Yeah.
this? We get a bid from
Then
this
you
same
just
guy
want-
that did the rest of it?
Then you just wanna brick up those windows and all the
Yeah,
existing
all
old
that.
windows
Yeah, exactly.
on the, west side and the south side. You do that.
I mean, the east side. The east
There's
side.
still a half a window on the west side too.
West side's attached to that other building.
Not clear to the top of it,
I don't know
Building
about-
installer.
Oh, there's still.
second floor.
So how much did you say you have left to work with on TIF?
We tipped a maximum of 150,000 on that project.
You got 88?
We've got, but 20,000 was grants, so I can TIF 65. Dave said to TIF 65, and then I've got to figure out how much professional fees were included with that with Allers and Cooney. I can add that to the TIF project as well. So I gotta figure out how much money it was in professional fees, and then we'll know exactly what we've got left.
Okay.
And you don't have to spend it all, you can
But
spend
we
some of
should-
it, part of it, whatever you
But we
want.
should still have enough tip money to finish that
I would think so.
project. It's time to, put up or shut up and get done with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Next is mine, approval of mayor appointments. Add page. Part of the appointments that we have are the mayor pro tem, the library board of trustees, parks and rec board, utility board of trustees, the municipal airport commission, and the police chief. We do have a current library board, parks and rec. I don't know if you would like all the individuals. The library board, we have the electric board, parks and rec. The municipal, the commission is done now for the airport. We have all of the, do you all need those names? Otherwise, I would just, they're good, currently want to serve. I would like to have Diane serve as the mayor pro tem and continue to have Chief Clausen as the chief of police. For that, I need council approval.
I'll second it.
So the motion to approve Diane serving as mayor pro tem and also Chief Clausen to continue as chief of police. I have a first and a second. Do you need a roll call or?
Is this a resolution that you?
No.
It's not a
It's
resolution.
just
Appointment,
one of
okay.
my things, it's like the two things I get to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know you can, I just didn't know, if it's a resolution, then you have to have roll call. If
Right.
it's not, then you gotta.
All right.
Then you do it.
We talked whether it was a resolution or not, and
We tried and then I went, no, we don't have to.
we don't have to, so.
As long as it's approved by the council. So we have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion to carry.
My only question is, on the agenda, it says approval of mayor's appointments and nothing else. Is that the same as on yours?
I'm sorry, what?
It says approval of mayor's appointments, and there's nothing else listed. It
Correct.
doesn't list the appointments singly. Is that gonna be a problem?
Because, no, because according to the, as you know, the ordinance or the book.
Well, I'm asking the city attorney, actually.
They don't have to.
Do you want me to respond?
Yes, because
I think they're
officially,
okay.
we're fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, resolution 2016-1, appointing city clerk and city attorney.
I move to accept this resolution. A second.
Now, is this where you? Resolution 2016-1, appointing Carly Yule shall be continued as city clerk. Mike Smith shall be continued as city attorney until further action of the council. We do have a motion and a second, so we'll have a roll call.
Benita,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Tom,
Right.
Bill.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next on the list is Resolution 2016-2 regarding fiscal policies. Therefore, it be resolved that effective with checks drawn upon the city of Mapleton funds on or after January 1st, 2016 shall conform to the following standards. Checks of $200 or less may be signed by City Clerk Carla Yule, Mayor Donna Shaw, Mayor Pro Tem Teresa Steinhoff, or Karen Konings. Checks in excess of 200 shall require 2 signatures.
Make a motion. Accept it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept this. Again,
Diane,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Benita,
Yes.
Tom, Bill.
Aye.
Resolution 2016-3 is the records custodian resolution. Whereas City Council designates City Clerk Carla Yule as the record custodian of all records of the city. Michael Hahn is designated as the custodian of all records dealing with water supply and wastewater disposal, except billing records which are maintained by the clerk. Mapleton Fire Chief Tom McNamara is designated as the custodian of all the records dealing with the Mapleton Fire Department, volunteer certifications, training records, call reports, equipment maintenance logs, and receipts for gifts of property to the department. Mapleton Chief of Police Jared Clausen designated as custodian of all the records dealing with the Mapleton Police Department, training records, call and accident reports, equipment maintenance logs, and receipts for gifts of property to the department other than cash. Records of cash receipts in the form of gifts or donations will be maintained by the city clerk. Mapleton ambulance records will be maintained by Burgess Health Center as appointed by the Burgess Health Center as designated as the records custodian for the training records, the call reports, the equipment maintenance logs, and such. Carla Yule is the records custodian for the Mapleton Municipal Electric, and Teresa Steinhoff as the records custodian for the communication utilities. Carla Yule maintains the training records, call reports, equipment maintenance logs, and the general financial records of the utility. We have a motion,
That's second.
we have a second,
Benita,
roll call.
Benita,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Tom,
Aye.
Motion carried. Resolution 2016-4, designating depositories for public funds, which basically says we will maintain our following banks: First State Bank of Mapleton, Security National Bank of Mapleton, the Valley Bank and Trust of Mapleton.
I make a motion.
Second. Go.
Roll call.
Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Anita,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Motion carried. 2016-5.
And that is a little blip, I think I forwarded that on to you, Mike. A couple employees participated in a 457 plan that we've had for probably 20 years or more. This came out as something to adopt to keep us in compliance. I think Mike looked
Is
it
that a
over.
retirement plan, or what is it?
It is a retirement plan. The city does not contribute at all, it's strictly employee contributions, so,
Looks fine to me. Make the motion, we accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Anita,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Diane.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 2016-6. This is setting the public hearing to consider filing the application for financial assistance with the USDA Rural Development for engineering report.
And that is about a search grant that we talked about to cover cost of engineering
Engineering.
fees for the lift station project.
Water lift station.
This is not good or CBD.
No.
And this is Simcoe's going to,
Yes.
This is gonna give us money to go to Simco and, DGR, whoever we use for an engineer,
And it sets a public hearing date of February 10th.
correct.
That's what it's.
to do the studies that we have to apply for this grant or fund it through whoever.
So there'll be a resolution, after the public hearing, there'll be a resolution on the agenda February 10th. But this is just setting public hearing date.
I move.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second.
Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Tony,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Anita.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And the last two, I didn't know, there you got it.
I was gonna put them in order.
You're good.
2016-7 is the resolution.
Oh,
Those.
That was
those
my mistake.
two, I've provided
You
those.
did those, okay.
But, but I don't want you to consider them because we have to adopt a new code.
Right.
Yeah, the
For those two sections. I just went and did them right away and sent them to Carla, and I
And I
should have
put
told her
them so,
the next time.
So we can't do anything with
Get
it.
this.
So, we didn't get a fee for that.
no, but that'll be talked
Doesn't
about.
matter. Okay.
The impoundment fee we've already got set somewhere. This would just be to get it
Put it in.
changed for the next one.
Okay.
But we
So
gotta
I jumped
adopt.
the gun, he got it to me, I put it on the agenda.
Some, we just don't need to do them.
They'll be in the new,
Right.
all right. So now we are to the transfer from general gas, water, and sewer to general for project manager.
What do we
How
just
much
need a
money are you-
motion to do that?
Yeah, to transfer
How
that
much money are
money,
you transferring?
12,500 out of each.
I'll move.
Second. Go for it.
We have a motion and a second to transfer 12,500 out of each.
Out of water,
Water.
sewer, gas, and general.
Project manager for the rebuild and
Total
recover
50,000
projects.
To the project manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even rebuild and recover, bitching
All those
about
in
it.
favor? Say aye.
Even rebuild and
All
recover's
opposed?
bitching about it.
Motion carried.
It's not him, it's an organization, it's an engineering group.
Oh,
Next
yeah.
is setting
But
up the
they're
ambulance checking account with signers Carla Yule, Fran
bitching
Tramp,
about the
and
lack of
Nancy
work that
Carlson.
he's not doing, but he's doing for.
This is required since the
Then why are we
Burgess
still paying
is
them?
operating the ambulance service, so that they can collect the money, put it in that account.
Mr. Carlson is the one that does all the record keeping and billing. I'll make a motion. Second.
Before we go any further, are we gonna have the same kind of
Which
problem?
one? Development.
No,
Burgess will be
They're
the
going to
will be running this
Yes.
for the 6 months anyway.
That's correct.
So if they bill us again, that's pulling the burden.
Yep, that's right.
Well, I'm not sure about that. How is our contract with Burgess?
Well, I don't know how that,
Burgess, if we don't have medical people down there, they will be coming tomorrow.
Right?
They'll bring their own ambulance tomorrow. She's not gonna call here if we don't have the people. Right now, we have 2 full-time drivers and 3 assistants. We're full staff right now.
So if somebody like Burgess or somebody tell Monona County Dispatch not to be calling,
That's right, and this is all just went through a meeting the other night, and Monona County Dispatch also has a list of phone numbers in case somebody doesn't show up. If you literally call an order, it's pretty well handled. That's been good.
and we're kinda out of order, but it is up here under Bob Welke about an ambulance agreement for billing. Cause Lynn Booth said they would draw up an agreement, and, cause I said if there's gonna be billings, I thought maybe we needed an agreement, a signed agreement between City of Mapleton and Danbury. And she said they were gonna bring one, and I said, get it to me early because Mike will wanna review it. And I haven't seen anything, I don't know if that's what he had, but I haven't seen anything. Anyway, I'm out of order a little bit.
Anyway. So you need a motion to set up,
I have a motion this.
We did.
you have a motion in a second? And everybody,
I'm
all right, all those in favor, say aye. All opposed, motion carried. Next is agendas online and email.
I put that
I know.
on. Well, I've had a couple requests about people wanting the agenda, so what's wrong with them if they want to call down here and then have it put on, email to them,
Published on the front door.
well, yeah, and published on the front door, but everybody don't come downtown to see the front door. Or can we just put it online?
Where do you put it online?
I don't know, does Maitland have an online somewhere on in there?
We have a website.
Do the
Website?
We pay somebody to do that, and they're charging us to do it.
I'm just,
Isn't it on channel 3 or 2 or whatever?
Well, not the agenda, the
Not the
council
agenda,
meeting,
that's
the
right.
date, but not the
not
agenda.
yeah, because it might be, you know, I look down through the agenda, and it's, okay, this is something that affects me or interests me or whatever, then I'll be at that meeting. If it's not, then
I don't believe we have ownership of the website anyways, and then NVDI does it.
I
It always
honestly don't
was.
know who owns it. MVDI pays the fee to have, when there's an update or change, MVDI pays that bill.
Last night.
or if nothing else, like, if I called down here and asked Carla to email it to me, would that be all right too?
You find, if she's got time to take.
Well, you get an email to you now, but
I'm not talking, I'm talking about.
Oh,
Joe-
to somebody
Joe-
else, I see,
Joe
okay.
Blow Public.
What happens when 75 people call her and she has to do all that, you know, I mean, just.
And
you wanna
we
spend her
do,
time
and
To me,
on
there's gotta be a better way of putting out the agenda than just putting it on the door
Well,
here.
and there might be,
for
and
me.
it's probably something we can look at, and, you know, I can't answer that right now, that we can do this without tasking someone else additional stuff.
Create an email list and push a
And
button.
we, like I
It's
said,
not hard.
they can come and request one, they can go to the press,
Yeah.
if they're at Mapleton Press, and we were going to hope to get one posted at the library. Both of those activities have a copier machine.
Well, perhaps maybe we can just put it in the newspaper one time, that agendas are available for all meetings at these locations.
Well, it'll be they'll have to come in and request, and like,
I get that part, but if.
Sounds
if
like
it's gonna
more
be
work
available
than
at the
a-
library to them,
they wanted
then they would already have copies of it to give to them, correct?
well, they'll make a copy, and I don't know, like the press said, it's a
But that's what I'm
dime.
saying, if nothing else, you put in there, they can get one at the press, they can get one at the library, they can get one at his police office or whatever. Just where are these available besides having to come down here and read it off the door?
Right, and that's what we anticipate, you know.
We're gonna do it the hard way.
Okay, back up to the budget we decided already, so.
I'll wait till I'll get with Dave tomorrow and get some dates.
So we'll figure out dates, and Tony, you would like to go?
I have to go to them on the fire department, chief of the fire department.
All right.
I don't know how you wanna break it down, but I have.
Is that gonna be all right, Phil?
What,
We can only have two.
oh, really?
Tony and Tom,
If we go to three,
and you got.
now we're in a public meeting,
We'll stay here.
so yeah, we would just be here.
Well, I've been doing it for 2 years, I just like to stay there.
Okay, we'll decide that.
Make that your decision then.
We'll figure that one out.
Throw the names in a hat, pull them out.
Where do you go?
All right, I can do that. Police.
Yes. All right, myself and Mike, we worked on a waiver. Do you guys have that
Yes,
in your packet?
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I'm sorry. You have it?
Mike did it, yeah.
Jared and I worked on it together, and I looked at several others, and I think it's the best we can to cover. It just does not allow anyone under 18 to participate, which is a little bit different than what Jared, and that is because those waivers do not work in Iowa. They're against public policy for parents to sign on for their kids. I think we've talked about that before in some other situations, so. But I think we put together one that's gonna work pretty well, and it should cover us. That doesn't mean that, you know, anytime you let somebody ride, there's always a potential, but there's liability for everything, so you gotta balance it. And I think this is a pretty good safeguard for the city.
I'll get you all copies.
And
If Mike approved it, you're.
Yeah.
Now, and
you can approve it tonight, you look at it, you don't like it, we'll change it. Put it on, if you wanna put it on the next meeting, we can confirm, you do whatever you want, but if you look at it and there's something you don't like, Tony, you say, hey, this doesn't fit with something, or you see something that doesn't look right, let us know, and we'll revisit it next meeting.
I'm just curious, for example, does it say that the person riding has to stay in the vehicle unless he tells them to get out?
It's
or-
got some stuff that deals with, you gotta follow that, and,
And
yeah,
we'll get you one.
it's got rules and stuff.
I don't need it this second, we can prove it if it needs changed, we can talk about it.
and you're good with it, Jared?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Alright. Now, and this has to be done each time an individual, I mean, it's not, can they sign it and be good for a year? I didn't read it all.
It's got a place to put the times that they're gonna ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the main reason we're doing this is to get the new officers in the car, I think,
Right.
mainly, right now.
Good
Well,
idea.
to satisfy the insurance.
Right.
Yeah, then the insurance wants it too.
Okay.
And it's in that policy, which I don't know that we've adopted, we need to put that on the next one to get that adopted. And I know I've been holding off because we're waiting to get the other policy adopted, but let's put that on the agenda next time.
anybody.
Police policy.
That, and then could we put the canine policy
everybody's
on there as well? I'm gonna
Like
get
if someone from the
3,
media wants to write
and then
one
I'll
on
make my own, and I'll probably sit down
something
with
like
a
that. I
couple
mean,
guys.
minors, they can't.
For February's agenda, would you be ready with your school, or you wanna go?
Well, I just want the
There's a certain
policy
amount of common sense that has to
in
go with
here,
it.
so once I get
Jared
back,
has plenty of that,
we
it'll
can
be fine.
get him
I
on.
could wait to get this
So,
Yeah.
that's it, so, okay.
So we're going to put on the police policy
Police policy and canine policy for next time.
for review.
Yeah.
For February, okay.
So do we need to approve this waiver for riders?
We should do this.
Yeah.
It's good, I mean,
Everybody take a color, give it all to you, and if something jumps out at you, you just can't, you can set a special meeting. if you need to. But if it'll make it till the next meeting, then we put it on it again for the next meeting if you want it. If you think there's something.
But they're
that we need.
hired now, right?
One is right now, the next one, her paperwork will be done tomorrow, hopefully, so.
I make a motion, we accept the waiver as written.
so we have a first and a second to accept this waiver. All these opposed in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so we have something for him, all right?
Well,
Okay.
that's eating
The
him.
next one is
That he
taser
didn't get to see
purchase,
it.
okay?
Eating him that he didn't get to see that.
We currently have one taser now, it's on my belt. Hired a part-timer today, finished all his required paperwork, all the testing, psych evaluation, all came back clean. He's sitting right here, Mr. Jacobs will watch you guys.
Are you
Now-
happier today than you was the other day?
I am. Okay, so if you look at your taser quote here, I believe it's the same price as what we paid for mine. It's the new XP, it's just like this, okay? We have two new folks coming on, the part-timer that we have now, Corey, he's been using, the taser from his own department. I was hoping to get two, one for the full-timer and then one for the two part-timers to share.
You want them on these officers right away?
As soon as
Is that
they
what
can
you
get
prefer?
certified, absolutely. Because if you get into an altercation, okay, it's either you fight, you tase, or you shoot, okay?
Okay, well, I was just questioning if we could, because we haven't done our, we new budget, but they gotta have them.
Right.
And where do you do your training?
Yes,
With Monona County or?
we can go through them, we can send them to the, academy, we can take them to a neighboring department. I believe Jacob's got a friend that can get him already certified for free.
It would be the Denison
Police department.
Police Department. The sergeant is my brother-in-law there, and he had offered to me to go ahead and give me a baton and taser certification and go through their class.
So,
Just as long as they're certified.
yes, yep. And before they carry all their stuff, they will be certified as well, so,
But what you're asking for here is just one taser?
two if I could.
Like two if possible.
And so let me justify this, okay? So mine, and then we'll buy one more for the full timer, and then one more for the two part timers to share. Just in case we do a search warrant